Come, let me get you some.
Hello
Yo,
there.
yo, 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 welcome to Saber Talk Sunday. I certainly apologize. We got a new member in the house. We got KB Sabers in the house tonight.
What up, gang?
Of course, we got Mo in the house and Barris in the house. Again, guys, I do want to apologize for the delay of the show, man. Technical difficulties. You can't get away from them sometimes. And apparently lately it's been a lot of mine. But you can't edit life either. So here we go, man. KB, thank you so much for coming on to the show, man. I'm so happy you came on, bro.
I'm happy I'm really happy I got a chance. Like, I'm excited to the point where English is not my friend. English is not my friend today.
Chet's in
So
the
let's-
house, and N's in the house, and we got Ace in the house. Charlie, I hope you have a good workout, brother. How's y'all's weekend so far? Mine's been pretty kind of like up and down, man.
Well, yesterday I went shopping at some antique stores to find a coat rack and an umbrella bin, which I'm using for lightsabers. And I found a very nice antique one from like 1960, and it fits all my lightsaber blades in it. Who needs wall mounts for
cool.
lightsaber blades when you could just get an umbrella holder?
Yeah, that's a neat idea.
It's an awesome idea. You save money and you're not doing anything crazy.
There you go, right? We're gonna have a fun discussion tonight because I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we can cover tonight, dealing with the tools that you need to actually have great lightsabers, and whether you're an installer, whether you just produce the hilts yourselves or the bodies yourselves, and everything that you pretty much need to have pretty decent lightsabers within hand. So we got a lot to cover tonight. I think we're
That's
going
gonna
to
be a good
start
one.
with something like I think we got to start with something like very, very simple. And the most essential thing that you've got to have when you want to acquire a lightsaber, either from the installs, making it, or so forth, right? And I think the first thing that you really should have is the internet. I mean, you need to have you need to have either your phone, you need to have a laptop or computer, desktop computer,
And
and
YouTube account.
start researching things,
Oh,
right? So
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, like for example, one thing today, one of the lightsaber groups one of the Star Wars groups I look at is a Star Wars cosplay group, and this woman from Germany, she had a Republic. She was trying to cosplay as Avar Chris from the High Republic series, the comics, and I pointed her towards the Avar Chris lightsaber that X-Tech makes, and it was my way of at least trying to help, because High Republic lightsabers, I mean, besides what we got in the Acolyte, they're very few and far between, and only like a few couple companies make them. And cosplaying as a High Republic Jedi isn't as, I would say, popular. It's not as mainstream. Just glad to help. And the funny thing is, this woman is all the way in Germany.
Wow. So see, again, you need that kind of thing, that device, so that you can reach out to people no matter where they are at either, right?
Yeah. Speaking of lightsabers, KB, what do you got there?
This was a gift from my battle master. I have no idea who makes it, and I'm trying to find out.
I know exactly what that is. So
let's get a close up of
Please
it.
tell me.
Oh, damn.
Please tell me.
It looks to be an X-Tech. Basically, what my understanding is that X-Tech makes has basically what you see, all those like custom sabers you see on AliExpress and whatnot. Let's see, what's it called? I know it's here. I know it's there.
Because I thought it was X Tech, but I wasn't sure, and I couldn't find it in their current catalog.
It's I have the most recent one, and from what? Yep, it's called the WD.
The WD. Okay.
It's supposed to be basically a curved hilt. And from what I see, it has yours must be an older version because this one.
Oh yeah, it's old.
This one, it can take. What type of core do you have in it?
Very old TXQ RGB core. I literally in the middle of about to show you.
Well, the good news. Well, depending on how you could. Oh yeah. You need to upgrade that.
Very old.
And the good thing is that it looks like you could use the Nexus chassis too.
Mm-hmm. That's what I'm looking at.
But yeah,
because I have an extra TXQ one, just a drop-in core, but it won't allow for the connections up here.
Yeah, you need the barrel core, barrel plug-in core.
Oh, I refuse to deal with the barrel plug. Hey, that's my brother Jay.
But unfortunately, that's the one that Saber gets. I mean, unless you want to get a new one, which thankfully, empty ones are $75 according to the catalog.
I'm actually going to look into that.
Yeah, or better yet, that you could probably get it even cheaper on AliExpress because that type of hilt, when empty, it's easy to find on AliExpress.
Yeah, that's usually where we go. We just go to AliExpress and get a wholesale straight from the manufacturer.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the competition one. This thing's
really
heavy.
I like the feel of the heavier hilts a little bit. I mean, for me, it almost feels too real when they're that little bit heavy in there, right?
Yeah, like this feels like if we were to construct an actual lightsaber IRL, that's what this feels like.
Mm-hmm.
This feels like a proper laser sword.
Now, do you do your own installs or not?
Recently, I have, but when it comes to Profi, I'm lazy. I'll just order a new chassis. I can do it. I know how to. I'm just lazy. I'm a lazy installer. You give me a SMB4 Pro.
I still have yet to learn how to do the Profi stuff, man. I mean, I have, I'm still working on my other boards right now, but and of course
they're not that hard. The only difficulty with Profi is the programming.
Yeah. Well,
that's the only difficulty.
And I guess the reason why I really don't go for it right now is because of my dyslexia. I'm not going to let it stop me from doing it. Right now, I just want to concentrate on my other Sabers that I don't have up and running right now. And also Roy Boy, I want to give him an upgrade on the board from from a GH3 to a GH4. So I need to get him up. Yeah, see, I need to get him up and running again because when I get him up and running, I'm going to get Rob Petkow on the show. So,
KB, for me, I went from Xeno to Profi, and I like Profi because I like tinkering.
I started with Profi. That was my first adult saber, the Luke V2 from CC Sabers.
Really?
I got it. I invested in that one because I wanted to learn Profi. I wanted to learn the top board.
You did it with the 89 Sabers version.
Yep.
Mo, did you decide you were going to go for the Profi or the CFX on your Saber?
Profi. I looked at the coding for CFX and I was like, hell no.
Yeah, CFX is what I'm going with.
CFX is, I would say, definitely simpler in terms, but there's not a lot of options when it comes to blade styles. There are some coming out, but unfortunately, they cost, which I have no problem with. I have no beef against Lord Remco about that. I have no problem with it.
Oh, Remican?
Yeah, I have no problem with him doing that, but at the same time,
I didn't really charge for it.
Yeah, well, they're sold like $10 each. That looks like a Star Killer.
This is.
Yeah.
Is that
I just took off the button. Makes it more wieldy. And lightens the weight by a little bit.
Is that TX2?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I've been debating over the one from Corbanth or TXQ.
If you want to use it, like actually use it and not have a shelf queen, TXQ.
Well, I mean, the ones I use they're both shelf queens and usable. I take them to cons. I've got no problem bashing them up.
Mm-hmm. That's why I went for this one. It's the only replica that I will trust in a full contact duel. Anyway.
That's funny.
This is the only one. And here's how I found out. Made the mistake of taking an 89 to a duel because I didn't have a choice.
Wait, which one 89 Sabers did you take to a duel?
The Luke V2.
Of course you don't do that. It's a thin neck saber.
I mean, he just said he didn't realize what he had done before then.
I didn't really have much of a choice because I was already late to class and I needed to bring something. What I wasn't expecting, being that it was so, I had the thing for like almost a year solid before anything happened. And then after that last duel, everything happened. Everything.
Wow. See?
We're talking like domino break. Neck, shaft, Graflex grip, the pommel, the D-ring, everything in my hand.
Yeah, like for example, I have the
Chris.
I have the X-Tech version of the Luke V2, and that one has a bit of a deeper thin neck, a deeper emitter, but at the same time, I'm not going to use it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to. If I'm going to use it, if I'm going to duel with it, it's not going to be for Saber Legion. It's going to be at conventions.
Yeah, and the duel I was in was just for choreo. It wasn't even for comp. It was just a choreography piece. That neck came off so fast. All I did was a simple forward handspin. Neck came off.
Then my guess is that either you hit it too hard against something, or whatever you got was complete crap, because that should not have happened.
It shouldn't have, especially not with all the Loctite that's in it. Like I really tried to dismantle it. I tried to dismantle it for an install. So much Loctite in every piece. The emitter PCB, the neck. So much Loctite in that.
Yeah. Let's go into the second thing that you think. Let's start with you, Mo. What do you think that the second thing, as far as tools go for acquiring sabers? What would you, in your opinion, what would you say?
I think some basic hand tools. If you're building, if you're making some basic hand tools, you gotta have some sandpaper, something to cut either a Dremel or a hacksaw or a chop saw, something to cut the metal, cut the material. Over time, I bought other stuff, but I think, like the old saying, back to the drawing board. That's exactly what I had. I had a drawing board, some pencil and paper, and I drew my design and started from there. Bought a couple of tools. I bought tools as I needed them, and now I got quite a bit of tools now that I use.
I did too, but I think, I do think that the second tool that you can utilize is the pencil and paper method, right? When you want to acquire, because you want to go ahead and get your designs out of your head, right?
Yeah.
And so you want to put them down on paper. But if you're like me, I mean, I even screw up a damn stick figure, man. But I've been watching some videos on learning how to draw and learning to do and starting to kind of draw a little bit of crystal chambers that I want to kind of make. So I've kind of started with that because, you need one of the tools you actually need to really utilize everything, your brain, right? I mean, you got to utilize what you have up here and absolutely get things together. I mean, so you start with the communications first, then you start with the pencil and paper method so that you can get your designs going on top of that, right? Or because when you establish your communications with others, but you're not sure what kind of designs you want to go with, and if you are able to draw, like Anthony draws and other people can. Um, KB, how about you, dude? I mean, have you drawn on a pencil and paper some stuff?
I haven't sketched a saber since I was in high school. I'm about to be
Did you start
35
with that,
this
or
fall.
did you just look at pics?
I actually didn't start with that. When I was drawing, it was just for fun, just to
Uh-huh.
improve the skill of drawing.
Mm-hmm.
But as I got more into like the weaponry of a Jedi,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I started to look at the designs and like, all right, that's beyond my skill of actual drawing, but I can understand everything that goes into it. I can understand all the components. I know what goes to what. I can do that. I can put
Mm-hmm.
things together. I can take them apart. I can make it work. I just don't have. I'm just not Picasso. I am far
Well,
from
that's
Picasso.
me too. Like I said, I screw up, stick figures, man.
Yeah, like Jay
And
said, he does the CAD software for his. I'm
well,
trying
we
to
were
learn
going to
that.
get into that. Yeah, we were going to get into that a little bit later because what I want to try to portray is the ladder of getting to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, you have to take your steps in getting to doing these things because what I did when I started the hobby, my best friend had just passed away from brain cancer, and I wanted to make a memory saber in his name. And
My
so I
condolences.
was that kind of person that really didn't do my research. I didn't know what people had to go through to do these things, right? I basically was running before I could learn to crawl. And so
Same.
I skipped all of this stuff that I should have done before I really started the hobby. And I've learned a lot since then and from a lot of others as well. I mean, Meg to Sith and of course Jeremy and um Cal and Rob Petcow, videos. So that's another tool that you need to utilize if you're starting out. And remember a lot of my show also is for the new people that are getting to the hobby as well and to give information to those that want to get into it and don't know where to start.
That's how I
So I hope that this video will help those um, out there that are just getting started and you decide to watch this. But
That's
again,
actually how I got into these streams.
really,
I just got into the hobby not too long before you started taking over the podcast.
uh-huh.
And I was doing all types of research, like who the vendors were, who's behind the companies, who's making the best stuff. And then in that research, found you.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. That is pretty awesome, and I feel honored that you found me on here, and as well as being able to come on here because again, I want people to have fun, coming on here and talk about this stuff. So, um, let's see, Mo, you when you were doing your pencil and paper stuff, and then you acquired some tools. I started getting some of my tools slowly but surely as well, and a little bit at a time. What you could afford to buy at that time, maybe every 2 weeks buy a pair of pliers, and then maybe the next 2 weeks I'd buy the file set, and then of course I'd go and save up, two paychecks and get a good soldering iron. But what's funny is that I end up getting a soldering iron from my mother-in-law, before she passed for Christmas, one of the Hobby Lobby ones, right? And I utilized that thing, and I started with that thing and learning how to soldier. And you can utilize cheap things to really learn your craft and your skills of soldering. Um, Again, tools to use. Get some cheap stuff like on Wish or AliExpress, the boards, and learn how to do those things by just doing them. Right? I mean, you see videos and you learn from videos, but the more you start doing them, the more you learn on top of that. And of course, knowledge is the one of the best tools of all. Now, Barris,
Yeah.
when you started collecting your sabers, did you research like AliExpress? Did you research all the different companies before you even bought your first one?
Well, I learned. Well, my first sabers were actually from Ultra Sabers.
Mm-hmm.
That was,
Mine too.
and it wasn't until later that I just started looking for different lightsabers, and it was when I first came across Nexus and TXQ, and I came across CC Sabers, Dark Wolf, and then I joined some of the lightsaber pages, and then I just started learning and learning more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all this was during a time when I just wanted to get focus on something that wasn't involved with real world stuff. So, yeah.
Oh yeah. And in doing that though, I mean it takes some time. One of the
Mhm.
tools is time. Give things
Absolutely.
time. Learn in time. Learn what you need to learn and acquire those skills, even if it's slowly
And
but surely,
patience.
right?
Yeah, I learned
Patience.
YouTube. YouTube had everything on there. I watch all of Rob Pitcow's. Watch
For free.
Tier Farm Orbital, Nerf Herder. I mean, all these guys on there. James from Mountain Saber. I watched all of those guys, man, and that's how I learned what I needed. So
Mhm.
I had a lot of the basic tools. So when I started actually trying to build my own, bought material. I didn't have a printer, so I had to practice on actual metal. So I was buying pieces and cutting them up and trying new techniques, trying new tools. One of the biggest tools that really saved how the precision on drilling holes was my rotary vise. I bought a rotary
Mm-hmm.
vise from Vivor on Amazon, and that aligned a lot of my holes. My original crystal chamber. It looks nice, it looks neat, but if you really look at it, the holes are not really lined up. So, and I have a hard time getting it. This is the original one I made. But once I bought, this was before I had the rotary vise. So once I bought that, I mean, the holes just lined up. I was so amazed. I called my wife, look, it lines up, look. And it's just about using the right tools. And like we've been
Yeah.
talking, getting your basic tools and then getting the precision tools. It doesn't have to be expensive tools. I buy from Amazon. I don't have
Oh, you're
anything.
breaking up there a little bit. Is it on my end only?
No, it's his noise cancellation. So
Oh,
if he's speaking soft enough,
Oh,
it won't.
am I too far from the phone? I think that's.
I'm glad you said something about
it
tools.
might be my printer that's coming back. But
Because
again, acquiring some tools, I mean, is just part of it as well. Because once you get some of the tools to learn to do your soldering, and then you get your
Oh, he broke
oh
up.
no, did we lose him?
Yeah,
The spinning.
I think we've been having some issues lately. I don't know if it's
Oh
because the
no.
past couple of days. That might be it as well. But yeah, I mean, finding the right tools. I mean, that's the best thing to do aside from having internet being the number one, so you can learn and get all the ideas and learn from other people that have been where you're at, and then pencil and paper. So, like he said, get everything from your head, put it down on paper, and then from the paper, and you start figuring out what it is. You make a list of what it is you think you need. You start purchasing those parts or tools.
Over there? Okay.
Yeah.
There's a windstorm. There's a lot of wind coming in right now, so it's kind of screwing with
you got some interference.
The feed.
Okay.
Sorry about it. Apologize. Anyway, what I was saying is that once you acquire your tools that you're going to utilize, and even your soldering iron, and you got to make sure that you utilize the proper tools to do this, because when you start working on boards, and of course this is just a Prism 5.1 I'm just showing as an example, is that if when you're working with electrical components, they're easy to fry if you do, let's say you solder with the SD card inside it, you're going to mess up that SD card and really screw the board up as well. And so you not only have to learn to solder properly, but make sure that you take proper precautions and not basically frying, because you can fry the boards fairly easy. Even the pros, they'll do 100 boards and they can still fry 2 or 3 here and there.
Oh, even Jeremy and Tim have fried boards.
Yeah.
They are the first ones to admit it. Like, yeah, we fried a few Profis, a few CFX.
Yeah.
I had to go get a new one.
Yeah. And
this is another thing that I would say is a good tool. Like some rubber padded workout gloves.
Oh, yeah.
Just in case. Because if you look at any of the TSQ factory videos, they're wearing these. Any of the Nexus teardown videos, they're wearing these. Why? Rubber is non-conductive.
Yeah, that is.
It is. It's true. I mean, and again, if you learn, electronics as well. I've been trying to. I mean, it's a little hard for me, but I'm still not going to let that dissuade me from learning things properly. So
it's the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
I can't do it as well as Michael Winslow, but hey.
No, you're not.
You were talking about soldering irons. The first one I had was a $10 one from Harbor Freight. What was the company? Schneider, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. But those are good to start out with. Stuff like that is good to start out with.
It's a very good starter. Just once you did like me and you burned through all your tips, now it's time for an upgrade. Thank you, TikTok Shop. Thank you, TikTok Shop. This is. I'm gonna need to get a couple more of these.
Is that the one that's cordless? Which one is that one?
This is the Fantic T1 Max.
Oh, dude! See, I've been doing research on those because I've been wanting to get those.
Bro,
I've been wanting to get one.
Let me tell you. The heat up, 3 seconds. Cool down, 5 seconds.
That's what I was hearing, and that's what I was seeing on their website.
Variable temperature gauge. Wow. USB-C chargeable.
How much?
The whole kit I got on sale for 40. Is usually like 45 or 6, like 45 to 50.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's worth it. It's actually worth it, and it comes with the tips, a set of tweezers, a whole bunch of sponge pads, and the whole kit, the solder sucker, the base, everything you need. Like even if you got this as a beginner, this would be all you need for right now. This would literally be all you need for right now.
Well, I'll tell you,
fantastic.
One of the other things to utilize, and it's the brass sponges like this.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
These are a lot better than those wet sponges because the wet sponges, those sponges, they actually destroy your tips fast because they bring in that corrosion very quickly onto the tip of it. And it takes a long time to get it back to soldering.
I learned from Jeremy that you're really not supposed to like wipe them off on the wet sponge. It's really just for temperature control. That's really what it is. The steel wool is what you need. You need the steel wool. and you need some tip tinder and some flux. If you soldering without those, please stop and go to your nearest hardware store quickly. Don't mess up your board. Don't mess up your soldering iron. Just
no, and your tips will thank you for it too. Your tips will last for years if
these don't cost that much.
Do it. Yeah.
These don't cost that much. It's like $2-3 each. Please save your tips, save your boards, get you some tip tinder and some flux, and use it properly. And some isopropyl alcohol. You can get that from the dollar store.
Oh yeah, and you know the isopropyl, man, is good. I mean, it's freaking awesome, and as well as the
tip tinner. I know I use the wire to tin the tips, but never seen it in a case.
Oh yeah, it's supposed to look like this. I mean, not like this because I've stabbed it to hell, but it's. I have no idea what the material is, but it's really coarse. It's really coarse and grainy.
That's some good advice. Thanks. I don't do a lot of wiring. I do more sheet metaler than electrical, but I'm learning to do the wiring. Bought me a Profi.
Yeah, my homeboy. My homeboy works. He's a military contractor. He works on the harnesses, so I had him teach me how to solder. Like that's his job, is to teach people to do that. So I had him run me through the whole course, and he did not hold his punches when I messed up, like a good friend should.
Yeah,
he
actually,
said,
you know that's. Yeah, I mean, you got to be held accountable for your mistakes, man, and. You know, of course, I've got.
That's right, Chris.
Boards like boards like these. I utilize these boards right here, just to fill in the holes when I'm practicing my soldering, man. But now I use them for clamp cards too. So, but just to utilize these and just solder the whole thing can really get your soldering down pat, man, because you can learn how to do bigger, smaller, intermediate joints. You can do, individual beads, and then, you can learn a lot with these type of boards just to get your skills up to date. And let's say you haven't, let's say you take a break and you haven't soldered in a while. Well, get you some more of these boards and go at it, and so that way you start remembering what you were doing. What your skill set was before. I mean, you're not going to lose that skill set, in a short period of time. But let's say maybe you didn't want to do it for a couple of years, and you got to come back and you want to do it again. So, you never lose that skill set. But then again, you come back and maybe your arm's a little bit more shakier and stuff. So you got to kind of retrain your muscles to do that. So.
It takes practice, pretty much like anything else. And if you don't do it for a while, you're gonna need some practice.
Nice.
I ignited the saber and it killed Mundo. It killed Mundo.
That's a baselit, right?
Huh? No, hell no.
That's a baselit, right? Oh, it's NeoPixel? Oh, sorry. Is that SNV4 or Profi?
It was Profi when I bought it. It was Profi when I bought it. I took out the Profi and I put in an SNV4 Pro.
Nice. Is it one of those swappable cores?
Hang on, guys.
For this one,
yeah,
you went out not so much, unless you got a 2-button.
Oh, it's one of the older models.
No, this one's last
year.
Wait,
yeah, I remember. It's those don't have the regular cores. Yeah, it's one of the other reasons why I'm considering to get the one that Corebamp has, because that one is Profi V3, and I prefer V3 because more memory for cooler blade styles.
Me too. I really prefer the Profi V3 more so because it has that sleep function.
Yeah.
This came with a 2v2, took that out. I installed the 3.9 in it, and it's a 1-to-1 swap. Then the coding for that got on my nerves because my computer stopped reading the Profi board completely. So I took that out and put in SMV4 Pro.
Wow.
All I did,
See,
really, I just hit
Chris
up James from TXQ.
one.
Yeah, all I did was hit up the CEO for TXQ. I asked him if it was even possible. He gave me the diagram. Easy peasy.
So
I even
tool.
took out the battery tabs and put in a spring set.
I'm really glad that you mentioned diagram because I think that's another tool in the arsenal, right?
Oh, it's necessary.
Diagrams. It's very necessary.
If you're dealing with electronics and you don't have a diagram, either you have done this for a very long time, you know exactly what you're doing, or God help you.
Yeah, I mean, there
tutorials on YouTube. They follow a lot of diagrams on that.
Mm-hmm.
They do, and anybody should be. One of the things I'm not going to mention too much, but actually they do mention a lot, but people really don't listen to, is to utilize the manual for the board that you are utilizing.
People don't like to read.
Yeah,
people don't like to read. They don't like being told what to do, and the manual will tell you what to do. Like whenever somebody
asks, but see, and people just choose not to. Sometimes they they take shortcuts. They take shortcuts, and I've said it a lot in some of my other videos. Is there's a lot of avenues to ask for help, but one of the first things that
window's really doing a number.
Yeah. So real quick, when I go out and
okay.
Oh, there you are, Mundo.
Yeah, sorry,
that's much clearer.
I was just saying, real quick, go out and go to antique shops. I always take one of these with me in case I find a piece of brass or aluminum tube or something that looks good that would be able to use it on a lightsaber. I got something to measure it with. I'm going to bring it. So this is one of my handy.
That's what I need to get. That's the one thing I don't have is a caliper.
They actually help pretty much. They help pretty good. I mean, what I was saying before this thing keeps cutting out, and again I do apologize, because there's a wind, like the wind just went to about 180 knots, man. So it's like blowing crazy over here. So it's interfering with the signal.
You're in the flat plains of Texas. Of course you're dealing with it.
So, one of the things that you have to utilize before you ask for help is utilize the manual. One of the most important things that you can do. Now, a lot of people seem to think that, okay, they need to go to read the whole thing all the way through to get their answer. Well, no, you need to find that page from where you're looking at what your trouble is and seeing exactly what paragraphs outline what you're going through, or even look into the paragraphs. Okay, so if you're starting out wiring and you want to know where the speaker wires are on the board, so you go to the diagram that they give you and it outlines all of the components and all of the inputs where you can put your wires, where the speakers go, where the power goes, and this and that. Then, utilize each paragraph or the page that it tells you for whatever problem you think you're having, go to it. And if you can't find the explanation in there, or you just don't understand the explanation, then outline the paragraph that you're looking at and then go ask for help for those that can help you. And you tell them, hey, I read this paragraph and it tells me to do this, but I'm not really understanding what it's trying to get. And then therefore you can get your help from those people. But for the most part, when people help you, you want to help yourself first, because you may find the answer before you want to ask anybody. And then you feel that sense of accomplishment finding that for yourself. Now, again, there's nothing wrong with asking for help, but I would encourage you to try to do that for yourself first. And if everything fails, and you didn't fail, it's not that you failed, is that you just couldn't get to that answer. Then you get the help that you need from others that can understand it a little bit better than you. And I have had more than enough help from each and every person that I've asked from, right? And questions that I've had, and videos that I've watched, like Rob Pedgal and Shamim and Cal. I mean, they all, when they do their tutorials, man, I spot things that I have had trouble with, and I'm like, oh shit, there's the answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when I see it there, I'll go back to the manual and see, okay, he did this.
All right, Chris.
Let me see if it really owns this. And there it is, So again, don't be ashamed to ask, but try to do a lot of it yourself first. Because you are the most important tool for getting your Saber acquired to work and everything else. Now, we've covered some of the tools. We've covered what? Pins, paper.
A tech repair kit.
Oh my gosh. There's so many to utilize, right? Oh my God. We got...
all the way from the cheapest. You got your pen and notebook, dollar store.
Soldering irons.
Soldering iron for the cheap, for dumb cheap. Get you a little tech repair kit
now,
for like a $40 investment.
Yeah, and a good pair of tweezers. I mean, there's so many different tweezers that you can get. And
just don't get the hair removal
tweezers.
It's funny
how many different kinds, right?
Don't get those. They will cut into your wires. I found out the hard way. The ingrown hair removal tweezers.
Oh,
don't. If you love your wires, don't do that. Don't do it. If you love your SD card, don't do it. Them things are sharp and they do not care.
It's funny because I bought a pair. Thanks for that.
They're sharp.
Too much wiring with them. My side of lightsabers is the metal part.
Mm-hmm. So if you're dealing with metal, that's fine. But
yeah.
If you're on my side with all the wiring, nah, just throw that set of wires away because you already messed it up.
I'll come to my wife.
Boy, this is really irritating, and I'm sorry for that, guys.
No worries, Mundo.
It's nature.
But again, when you go live, you can't edit live either. So,
nope, it's showbiz.
Hey,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Check this out, KB. This is a 2005 Darth Maul Master Replicas Force FX.
Wow.
Hey, you guys keep the line running. I'm gonna jump off real quick and jump back on. I'm gonna restart my phone, so you guys keep it running, okay?
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you have a collection of originals.
Yeah, my first lightsaber that I actually got was a Darth Vader 2003 Force FX, and it was a Hanukkah gift from my grandparents. I can actually go grab it right now real quick.
That's wicked. I actually have... Let me see. Is it still over here? I have still an original... You remember the episode 3 hilts that came out before the movie?
Yeah.
I have the Anakin still.
Oh, nice.
I lost the Obi-Wan because that one still worked. But Anakin I have. I tried giving it to my kid and, well, they don't really care about it.
My first saber was one from Disney, so I can't.
Yeah. I had...
Oh, she's beautiful.
I had the installer put on the wires, so technically I call it the Splinters of the Mind's Eye hilt because it's like a mix between the two, between ESP and ANH. But I think I might take out the wires.
Do you ever wear this one for cosplay?
Yeah, I actually, because the D-rings were so small, I had a CoverTech wheel installed.
Nice.
Let's see if that runs a little better.
I feel like Vader would be the only one that kept the CoverTech, honestly.
Well, I mean, his DV3 had a CoverTech, but yeah. But
even throughout all the iterations.
Yeah. But the cool thing is this is installed with Profi. And then, yes, you can install them with CFX. These things are very big, have really big internals.
Yeah, that's the best thing about those master replicas. They are primed for conversion. Ooh, what is that? 28 mil speaker?
Yeah.
That's Vader Saber for real.
Chris, that's funny, man.
That's Vader Saber for real.
Yeah. It seems like it's very interesting.
I only have a 22 millimeter in here, and I'm not sure that the inner diameter allows for anything bigger than maybe a 24. But this chassis is snug in here.
That we always have a choice in how we respond.
Where's the chassis from?
Oh, the chassis is stock from TXQ.
Oh, okay, stock from TXQ.
Mm-hmm.
So
even when I got it, it was snug.
Vendors can be utilized as another tool for getting your dream Saber. People don't. I don't think people would really realize that vendors are a tool to acquire the Saber. Well, they know that you can get stuff from vendors, right? But I don't think that people would really get that vendors are a tool to utilize in acquiring the Saber that you really want.
Well, there's actually a discrepancy in that, and this comes from talking to a lot of them and James from TXQ. People abuse vendors. It's not that they don't use them; they abuse the hell out of them.
Exactly.
Like exactly in a sense, like you mean like
you've seen some of the posts in the Facebook forums of people that'll just get a Saber and then don't read anything, do who knows what, break the thing, and then harass the vendor.
Expect them to.
Yeah. Too many people do that, and it's a lot of new people in the hobby. I don't know where that pattern of thought has come from. Vendors don't like it, and that's why a lot of them are pulling back from being that accessible.
There are well, I can tell you this. I worked with Rebel Sabers.
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you this, Nikki and Will, the owners, they are some of the best customer service ever. So if there is a problem with a lightsaber, they reach out, the customer reaches out, and I actually had to help a couple of customers who were having some problems with their stuff during when they bought them from them at Con Nuga this past February. Mm-hmm. And honestly, they were simple fixes. I mean, the ultimate every time I meet someone who gets a lightsaber, I say, read the instructions, do your research. Because otherwise you're going to make a mistake and you're only going to have to blame yourself for it. You can't blame.
You really can't.
You can't blame me for giving you the instructions.
Yeah. And a lot of the issues that people come to their vendor with is user error. Like the vendor gave you the instruction, the manufacturer gave you the instructions, you chose not to read the manual, chose not to go to YouTube University. They don't have any further answers for you.
Basically, we're like suction cup man. It's like,
well, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about earlier. I mean, if you would, being new in the hobby, I get it's exciting. I get you want to get to where you want to be. That is understandable, and there is nothing wrong with that. But if you're not willing to put the time into learning what the board is capable of, not learning what buttons to press when, and doing certain things that if you're not going to take the time to learn what the instructions tell you, then then yeah, dude, you're gonna have a hard time, and you're gonna get after the people who helped you, and eventually it's gonna get to the point where they're not gonna want to help you, man. And again, it just takes a little time to do a little bit of reading,
The holy
learn the
grail.
buttons, learn what it's supposed to do. It's not magical where you
Is
can
that
just.
Hayden's signature?
No, Roger Christian.
Roger Christian.
Oh.
Hey, Mundo, can I answer? I think Scott was asking a question. He says,
Yes.
Mo, when it comes to shaping components, what's your process? Paper sketch, computer, etc. How long until you become comfortable shaping pieces? So, Scott, my career is in sheet metal. I started off as sheet metal first, and then I kind of gradually moved over to the mechanics side in my career. So I worked with sheet metal way before I started lightsabers, and so I was very comfortable already cutting into metal, and I already had the basic tools for it, the cutting wheels, the chop saws. But as far as you're correct, I do start everything off on paper first in my head, like, and then I put everything on paper. I have a drafting table right on that side over there. I'll probably show it later on another time, but it's got drawings back all the way to 2023 when I first started this hilt that I'm making. Different sketches, different designs. I started it off with a curved hilt. I learned that well, from the criticism from my side of the family. No, it's got to be straight. And so I put a straight hilt on it, and okay, I like it better this way. So that's the final design. So my design changed on paper 1,000 times, and then from there, once I got it in my head, okay, this is how I'm gonna make it, and then I purchased the material. So through Amazon, I can buy material, tubing or round, some solid round bar, sorry, and it comes in maybe 2 or 3 pieces, 12, 13, 20 inches long. So I have quite a bit of material to work with in case I screw something up. But once I got the material, if you haven't worked with sheet metal, make sure you have plenty of material. So if you screw that up, you chop that piece off and start fresh with another one. And just make the cuts. See how the machine works. Make the cuts, and then if you once you get comfortable with making that cut, and move on to the next step, and wait till you make a full piece. My first piece that I made was this emitter here. I made this on a drill press that I found lying on the side of the road. I think I told that already, but and I used
love it.
I use it as a mill, and because you're using a drill press, you got to work really slow with it because you're adding a lot of load on side load, and they're not made for that. But if you got a good tool that cuts really well, just go nice and slow and make the cuts. And then once I got to that point, I just went to town and started making parts.
Well, let's get a close up of that emitter part, man.
Yeah, that goes into what Chris was saying. Patience is key.
Yeah, you see right here, that was
look at that.
Why you shouldn't use a drill press as a mill.
I actually thought that was deliberate as a piece of weathering.
Right?
It does look, so I kept it because that's a good weathering mark.
Yeah, I mean that looks like that actually looks like a battle scar.
Yeah,
to me, that looks like a battle scar.
Absolutely.
So I mean, it's just making the cuts. This is all made on the drill press, and using a chop saw, and using a Dremel, and a lot of files, a lot of sandpaper.
That's a hefty boy.
Yeah, no kidding.
This was actually one of the changes I made. This was the original emitter for my Saber. I found it was just a little bit too big. It kind of threw the design off. So I went with a 1/8 inch, 1.5 outside diameter, 1/8 inch thick tubing.
So since we're talking about that machinery, So let's utilize that for the next tool set. Is pretty much the heavy machinery, right? So in that machinery set, you've got your rotary tools, you got your drill presses, you've got your lathes, and within those heavy machinery bits, you need your computer to run those. You need a laptop or other or a a component that goes onto it already, so that it reads all of those measurements that you're taking, and then it'll go ahead. CNC machines as well, right? So the custom saber shop utilizes a crapload of CNC machines, and now we're seeing all of these CNC home CNC machines
Yeah,
coming
desktop
in.
scene.
Yeah, desktop CNCs. And so it's like, oh my goodness, right? Are you guys still hearing me? Am I going out again?
Yeah, you're. I still understand you.
Yeah,
you're still able to hear me out? Okay, cool. So again, utilizing the CNC machines and the desktop CNC machines is kind of making me wonder now that we're seeing those desktop CNC machines, is the next evolution of becoming a CNC machinist at home, and we're gonna start seeing things dwindle down as far as like the custom saber shop and all of these other makers.
We're already seeing that now. TCSS
I think so.
Is reeling back a lot. Bendu, they're no more. Fire Sabers is struggling.
I mean, after what happened with Electrum Sabers getting screwed over, that just sucks.
Man, that still hurts my heart.
That
one still hurts.
That is.
God, I did have a lot of scrap.
Yeah. But yeah, with Bendu, that sucks too, because mainly because I bought some of the extra LGT fonts that were there, like for Bastille Auchan and Plo Koon and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem is LGT hasn't given them to anyone to release.
Yeah.
Yeah, you almost have to like rip them off of a LGT Saber and back it up.
Pretty much.
That is exactly what you're gonna do.
Which I actually, I backed up the defaults, which is what I've done.
That's how I have most of my fonts. Like everything that came with Profi boards.
But yeah, because Link is basically AFK and he's not in the hobby anymore. But most of I have a whole trove of fonts that I've collected over the years, and I store them on this memory storage, which actually someone 3D printed a holocron and put a 250 gigabyte storage unit on it.
That's sick. That's actually sick.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, even though Rob Petkow is technically gone, he still has a few Sabers in stock, and he's been on in recent weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean, he's still gonna make Sabers here and there. He's just not gonna produce very many. I mean,
it seems like
his Sabers are beautifully high end. Beautifully high end.
Have you noticed that the hobby is kind of going back to that, like real sporadic bespoke runs?
I think because of how the tariffs have affected the economy, they're sort of going back to a basics with it, which it sucks. But at the same time, there are some Saber companies that are bearing the brunt of the cost, so that way people can still buy Sabers.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know even for me, just getting parts through AliExpress is, oh my God, it's horrible. Like a Profi board on Ali costs no more than $26.
But the tariffs,
you paying the exact same thing twice. GD tariffs.
And I've seen, I've seen some people kind of price gouge on some of those. I mean, I've seen a few boards on sale, like they'll buy a GH4 and they'll say gently used, and it's like, okay, you already used it, but yet you're still charging what it really is worth. What you bought it for.
Well, we're even seeing that now in the resale market for Sabers. You go on Facebook Marketplace or any of the forums, you basically buying the Saber at the brand new price after it's been on somebody's shelf for like 2-3 years.
I just looked on Amazon profit board, $24, $5 shipping fee.
See, that's still not bad. Rather than getting it from
it is a V 2.2, yeah.
Oh yeah, see, 2.2 is going to be cheaper.
Yeah,
I think it was Corbat that had started printing their 3.9s, and they were selling them at like $50 to $60 a piece.
I mean, I haven't seen them sell Profi boards except if you're installing them on their hilts.
Mundo,
they were selling it as like an install accessory.
Of course, your products is another tool. Sourcing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, sourcing and connections that you make. The people are definitely your biggest tool.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people,
I mean,
the
because
manufacturers, the vendors, fellow practitioners in the hobby, people are your hugest resources. That's the hugest resource.
Huge. That's one of the biggest. And I would say that would be the top in the top 3.
Yes,
in the top
absolutely.
3. If you have a top 5, if there is a top 5, I would say that people is within the top 3, right? And of course, your communication skills is a way to communicate would be first, because you need that way of communication to reach the people. So I would say, KB, you're right. The first two would be the way to communicate. Mm-hmm. And the second is to communicate to the people that you're needing to get your saber or work with. Right?
I'll even further your first point. The way to communicate does not end at just the method of communication. It really starts at how you talk to people. Or how to talk to people. Politely.
No, and you absolutely have to be. I mean, I'm sorry, but you do need to be respectful. And if you're not going to be respectful, the hell with you, because you know what? Nobody's going to want to help you. And being respectful goes a long way. And in my eyes, you give respect in order to get respect.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I feel. That is just my personal feeling.
Especially if you're the one that is in need of the service, you got to come with some respect. You want to be treated respectfully. Okay, approach respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Like that doesn't cost you anything.
You know that?
No, it doesn't. And even if there's a problem, be respectful and say, "Hey, look, dude, I'm having a problem. Can we work together to try to get it solved?"
That's one thing I learned too right off the bat when I first got into this hobby is people like us here talking about being respectful. That's one of the first things I ran into when I started watching videos of people building and so forth. Just be respectful. Ask for permission if you're gonna.
Yes.
And that's something I followed. Jeremy from Solo Sabers made a good video describing, first time builders and how to be respectful and so forth. So, the information is out there of how to proceed forward in this hobby, but some people.
Another unknown resource, a lot of people don't know, let alone remember. Tim and Jeremy used to do live streams on here, literally going through installs and teaching you step by step how to do what they're doing. Jeremy started that all like by himself, just solo, teaching you step by step what to do, what he is doing to your saber or whoever the client is. So you have the resource to do it. It's recorded. It's on his page. You just got to dig. A lot of the sabersmiths in the hobby, there's a lot of recorded resource, and it's going to take it takes some attention span. It takes a lot of attention span. You're going to be sitting there for at least an hour. But once you sit there and you focus and you learn what they're teaching you, you good. Now
I'm going to see if I can switch phones here for a minute. Let me see if I can switch phones for a minute here because I keep going in and out, and I don't know why. And this is a brand new phone, so
it's probably just the weather and connection. I don't think it's the phone itself.
I mean, it's either that or. Okay, now there's a
feedback.
Echo.
Hello.
Hang on.
Two mundos.
Big fluffy cinnamon bun.
I'll be right back. Hold on. Keep it going.
In-ear monitors. Way more sensitive.
Nope. Is it? Can you all hear me?
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Actually, loud and full.
I know it's not as good as the other one, but I think maybe. Let me see. I'm gonna.
Audio-wise, we can hear you a little bit better than the other phone, but the
audio's a little better.
Yeah, the camera quality is noticeable.
Yeah, the camera quality. Well, because on this other phone, I have it on 720. That's why.
Oh, yeah. The audio is the main thing.
Yeah, the audio is not as good as the other one, like this one here, because I don't have the audio set on the other one the way because the audio on the other one. I don't know if maybe I can go back to my earbuds and see if that'll work. Let me see. I don't know if it'll work or not.
It's picking you up nicely.
Let's see. Nah, I doubt it'll work.
I wonder if that windstorm you're getting over here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
I blame the Iranians.
Not.
Well, at least the Islamic regime.
The anyway, like we were saying that the respect thing is, you know, it goes a long way, and you really do. Even if you have a problem, the respectful thing to do is when you have a problem, and you approach the vendor or the installer or so forth, with due justice that you have that genuine problem. Be respectful and say, hey, look, dude, this is what's going on. This is what I've tried. This is what I haven't tried. And, you know, I just want some help. You know, I'm still under warranty for my work. And most vendors and most installers, they value your, you know, your business and they're going to help you. But if you're going to be disrespectful and they may have some reservations to help you. And so, again, the respect thing it goes a long way, and especially when you have a problem. And you know, and there has to be a lot of communication going back and forth, and you know, don't leave anything out, because if you leave anything out, let's say you buy this Saber from this vendor. You go out, you go bash a tree, and then you come back and you say, hey, you know, I've got something wrong with the blade here. What can you do for me? You know, I was doing this, but then you left out, hey, I was bashing the tree. Well, that's not going to cover your warranty, buddy. I mean, no. You went out and you destroyed your blade on purpose.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, even Bendu Armory's his warranty directly stipulated, you hit this with a tree, no matter how strong we claim this is, that's on you. That is on you.
Just because Damien Sabers makes, you know, great commercials doesn't mean you should actually go out and try it on purpose.
I can't even blame Damien for it. I blame Theory. I blame Theory for that.
Fun fact, there's a guy who actually took a shotgun to the Saber.
Yes, Saber Workshop. I remember that guy.
Jason Constantine, he He's nice. He's a little bit on the weird side, but he's a nice guy. Unfortunately, he had to close down his shop. I mean, he's got his page still up though, and I'm a moderator for it.
Yeah, them terrors, they suck me dry.
Yeah. Now, once you've all actually upped your skills on a lot of things too, and if you decide to learn, and you can learn like CAD 360, Fusion 360, FreeCAD, those kind of programs. If you start learning programs to utilize in learning to machine parts for yourself, let's say you get your workshop together, like Lo does, right?
Even Blender is a good one. Blender, I think that's free on Steam for PC users.
Yeah. Well, I downloaded FreeCAD, and I'm trying to learn FreeCAD myself. It's going to take a while. I mean, I even have the free version of Fusion 360, and I tell you, for me, it's really tough to because all the different lines and stuff and the numbers, and it really screws with my stuff, man. I get things backwards all the time, so my dyslexia is just like constantly up 1,000% when I look at these programs. And so but once I learn it, I know, right? Scott's always like that.
I can't with you, bro.
But once you get it, you get it. And when you really get it, look at the things that you can accomplish. I mean, look at Tirfon Orbital and look at Jeremy. I mean, the things that they come up with are phenomenally fantastic, right?
I love watching Tim's work, but
his
I feel the same as you.
Yeah, I mean, his chassis, him and Jeremy solos are just absolutely gorgeous, right? Now, I probably
speaking of Tim, I purchased Corbant's version of Jaina and Jason's solo.
Mm-hmm.
I bought and I finally reminded Tim to put Jason's chassis up on his index. And you know what? I bought it, and guess what he threw in for free? He threw in Jaina's chassis, and I am eternally grateful for that.
Nice. Now we can't forget James from Mountains as well, because James usually comes on the show, but his work is also phenomenal from the things that he can create and the things that he does create for Sabers as well, right? And exactly. I mean, he also brought us, Lord Remican and in all the Saber fonts that he makes. So with that note, let's get into Saber fonts now, because Saber fonts is another part and tool that to utilize into your lightsaber once you've acquired it. I mean, because you do have to have some kind of knowledge. I mean, you don't really have to have the knowledge to put it in there, because you can commission somebody to do that. But
in this economy, you want the knowledge.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to know some things yourselves, because if you want to really, you really don't want to. I mean, you get your Saber and you're happy with it, but let's say you want more fonts on there, but you don't know how to do the fonts. Mm-hmm. So you just got it. 2 weeks later, you're going to send it back out to somebody to put more fonts on it for you. Well, save yourself a little bit of money and be able to learn to put the fonts on yourself. And they're not hard, because there's so many videos out there, tutorials out there to learn how to do it. I mean, I last I counted was about 40 damn YouTube videos just on putting on fonts yourself.
Yeah. Speaking of fonts, Juan Sith is doing his font temple event. So if you buy 5, you get a free font. Buy 5, you get a free font or a secret font, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, that's awesome. I like that Saber temple. That font temple. Yeah.
And what I've liked about Juan Sith is that he's been doing fonts from the Old Republic game.
Oh, really? The Old Republic game?
Yeah, he's taken the sound fonts that you hear on lightsabers in the Star Wars Old Republic game and made them into sound fonts.
Like the Free Kingdom or Knights of the Old Republic?
Not SWTOR.
Huh.
From the MMO.
Huh.
By the way,
I've played it.
Yeah, fun. Also, KB, I've actually done some work with Quan Sith. Yeah, you know his Five Nights at Freddy's font?
No, I don't actually.
Yeah, he made a Five Nights at Freddy's font. That was me.
Wow.
See, and now I'm not allowed to get that because I will not see my Sabers again if I do.
What?
My kids love Five Nights, or one of my kids love Five Nights at Freddy. So
definitely get it. Like it sounds like the animatronics from the movie.
I would not get my Sabers back.
Well, then get your kid's Saber.
Gotta trust them to not break something first or break someone.
Oh, no wonder I was having a problem with the new phone. I needed to put the update on it.
Yeah.
So,
but
another thing that we can utilize for tools.
I think you're feeding back a bit.
What's that?
You're feeding back a bit. Do you have the stream up on something?
Oh, yeah, it should be fine. What's going on with it? Is it not running through properly?
It sounds like something is. It sounds like we're getting feedback. Like every time we speak, it's coming through.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird because I don't have anything else on here. It's dead in here.
It's not me.
It's my mic.
It's your mic?
Because of how sensitive it is, it's picking up everything in the house. Super Battle Golf.
I don't think it's fine.
Technical difficulties, you gotta remember. But like I said again, you're not gonna, you can't.
Hey, it's live. It's live.
So,
these things happen.
Yep. And I love it. I mean, every little nook and cranny. We're raw, dude. I mean, that's the best thing because the way it is, we're sitting at a table, we're drinking, we're eating, whatever, and we're talking about this stuff. So, we'd be doing that face to face with each other if we were sitting at a table, and no matter what would be going on around us. So. Speaking of instruments and stuff, when people are making the fonts for the lightsabers, of course they're using their computers, but synthesizers, keyboards, all kinds of different instrumentations, right? In terms of making these sound fonts, and they could be utilizing their phones as well as doing the voice recordings and all of these different sounds. And even Grayscale has shown where he's gone out and recorded, these different things, and then utilized them within his sound fonts.
My friend Ethan has.
And then Nova Star was the same thing. Nova Star did the same thing back in the day, right?
I don't think people realize you can literally just make a font of mouth noises. My friend Ethan has a font called Mouth Saber, and it's absolutely hilarious. Cannot get anything done when he puts that on. Collector's Outpost made one. He made one of his own voices for his own sabers. And it's literally just him doing the hum, the swish, clash. I mean, it's John. He used to be a professional musician and still kind of is. So what do you expect? Bro got guitars out. He got PRS guitars out the wazoo. He has the recording equipment. Honestly, I expected Collector's Outpost to do it a lot sooner. I honestly expected them to get the fonts a lot sooner. But hey, you got 4 custom sabers under your belt, and you're doing fonts.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, John's amazing. John's amazing, dude. I mean, he's like super cool.
Not assist.
And then have a good one, dude.
Saber. Have a good one, man.
Later. Hey, Mundo, Pete, we were talking about him, the Texas Custom.
Hold on, you were cutting out, so I think it's this thing. I don't know. I think it's a stupid feed tonight, man. Technical difficulties, but go ahead and say that again, bro.
Remember Pete Flick, with the Texas Custom Sabers?
Yes, yes. I had talked to him about a custom piece before, and you know, I got out of touch with him when I was working on it, and
he put up a post. Remember, I was telling you that he got hired on by. So he's working right or working for this program is St. College.
What?
Learning how to use date or you learning.
Really?
This feedback is.
Is it my feedback or?
It's not me.
No, I think it's the feed. I think I may have to get a hold of Anthony because for some reason the stream is kind of like, and I don't think it's too much of the windstorm anymore because I thought it was, and I think I might have to talk to StreamYard about what's going on because this is already too much for it.
Yeah. All right. Public service announcement to all you viewers out there. We are so sorry that this is happening. If anything, we have to blame it on outside sources or just the screw ups of the internet. So please apologize and thank you for your time.
Oh my god. That's my best we need you in the news Saber news. What's going on now?
Yeah, there's our Saber.
In other news, lightsabers. Can you hit someone with them, or can they just go up your ass?
Find out next time. Sabers.
Oh my god.
Well, now that I got my update on the phone again, I'm gonna try to get back to the other one, see if that works better. But no.
Okay, I think we need to.
Probably.
Oh, Lone Star.
Let's see, Lone Star.
We've been given the raspberry.
No.
Yeah, we've been.
Hey.
Oh my god. That's too funny. I can't wait for part 2 to come out. Spaceballs, part 2.
The search for more money.
Wait. I'm mad. StreamYard has not been using my actual mic at all. It's just been using my iPad mic.
Really?
There's a noticeable
and
difference.
This is nuts, man, because this is a new phone, and we had last week we had a perfect show. I mean, not any problems whatsoever. I just got on a little late because of my earbuds, but that was it. So, again, anyhow, let me see. We covered the heavy machinery, tools. We of course, we had what? Drills, bits, all the tools that you can utilize, the soldier iron, the heat guns, materials, 3D printers. By any chance, KB, do you have a 3D printer by chance?
Not yet. That is on
not yet, but you're gonna. In the future, you may get one.
Oh yes.
Okay.
I'm about sick and tired of having to shell out $100 for a core.
So
I know how to solder these things now.
Like I just printed this one, and this one is free on I think it's printables from Wicked Sin Sabers.
Man, that looks good.
That's pretty. I like the
wait a minute.
copper.
Wait a minute. I apologize. This one is not from Wicked Sin Sabers. This one is from somebody else, and I think this one is on. I want to say Colts 3D. I forgot. I think it's Colts 3D. I'll show you one from Wicked Sin Sabers. This one is from Wicked Sin Sabers right here. And if you remember him back in the day, right, this will be a 22 millimeter speaker. And then, yeah, I mean, it came out really well. So I do have the Centauri Carbon. I mean, they're fairly reasonable.
Did you hit that
price.
one with rub and buff, or is it just as it was printed?
Actually, this is just gray material. The gray filament.
That design is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, he did a banging job, dude, and this is just one of his free designs.
Oh snap! And you have venting for accent pixel, right there under the battery.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is a really nice design. GG's.
And it came out pretty good, man. It came out pretty good. And then,
what board do you have in that?
I also buy the chassis from TCSS, right? The 21700 battery kind. And I've got this setup going right here, and of course I got a few of them. Got a black one with the brass inserts for the rods, and then here's one that I 3D printed from Rich Sangillo, and you've got the little crystal chamber right here. The got the board right here going right here, and Rich Sangillo, man, he makes some hell of a chassis, dude.
Rich was on here once before, wasn't he?
Yes, he was.
Oh yeah, he's been on here for quite a few times, and as a matter of fact, every time we get on, I send him a link. Now here's another design from Wicked Sabers, right here, and I think you can get his stuff off of printables as well, right?
That's not bad.
No, I mean it's pretty damn good. This one is
like the same dimensions for Saber Trio.
Yeah, I think this one's a V3 right here, GH3. And this one, I believe, is a 21700 battery.
Okay.
So yeah, the 3D printer is a very big resource. Now, in terms of tools, again, when you're utilizing, let's go back to soldering irons as well, because one of the things you do need is to make sure you get a fume extractor. And I didn't say that earlier in the show, and I should have when we were talking about that stuff, because you really don't want to breathe in those fumes. You really do want a fume extractor so that stuff doesn't get into your lungs and then cause all kinds of health issues.
Or to be near a window that you can open, at the very least.
Yeah, at least.
If you can't get to a fume extractor, do it at the window or on the back porch.
Yeah, that way you're not breathing in those fumes, because then you can get real sick. Even though there's some people that claim that it's all right, it ain't gonna hurt you. You know, that they're not thinking long term or in the long run that, you know, things can happen. So I really wouldn't, gamble with your life in that respect.
I have breathed in my fair share of solder fumes. 10 out of 10, do not recommend. 10 out of 10, will never recommend. Hold your breath if you have no other option.
No fan.
If you have a fan, utilize it. Ceiling fan works too.
Yeah. And that's what I did is since I work in my garage, I opened up my garage door and I blew the fan back towards me. But that also, what that can also do, and you have to be really careful, is that it can cool your iron down quite a bit. So you got to be careful at the angle that you're at, so that air that's hitting you is not exactly hitting where you're soldering at, because then you could not have the proper temperature, and you can end up with cold joints, and then the cold joints will result in either frying your board or messing up and popping off, and then you have a problem with the saber. You got to take it all apart and figure out what happened to it. So Cold joints are not good. You don't want cold joints within the blade.
A lot of the problems that I'm gonna speak for the newbies. A lot of the wiring issues that a lot of people are having is in these. They'll get pixel sabers, not do any research whatsoever. They just want to look how it looks. Do no research whatsoever. Don't know how to properly do a grazing strike, and then their joints pop. And they're like, "Oh, my blade don't work no more. It's changing colors. It's not doing what it's supposed to. It's not powering on." Well, nobody told you to smack it with a tree or run it over with your pickup. I'm sorry, you don't have Theory Sabers money. Nobody told you to do that.
Right?
Like that. That's what every vendor is gonna be like. That's on you. We never said do that. We said explicitly don't do that.
And they think it's they think it's what do you call it? Reverse psychology, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those blades are $100. I would not.
Yeah, like this is a rebuild. This is a rebuild, and it's actually a hodgepodge from a 7/8 TS2 Saber and a 1-inch. I just stuffed the 7/8 connector in it, and it holds up nicely. Actually, a lot better than the stock one. So this one, I can full contact, confident that the LEDs will not bust. Thankfully, because it's a 1-inch casing now instead of a 7/8. Even though 7/8 are now being built to withstand a 1-inch hit, still not recommended.
Yeah, see, I haven't even built a 7/8 blade yet, but I just recently got components for it. So
it's the same. It's the exact same process as for any other blade. Just soldering 3 wires, little E6000. Bada bing, bada boom. That's the one tool we did overlook. E6000. If you got broken blades, save your tips. Go to Walmart, spend $6 or whatever hardware store. Spend $6. Get you some E6000. A little tube, a very tiny little tube, will go a long way. You don't need much. It dries quick. It's super strong. I have torn this whole thing down and fixed the little clamp cartridge with some E6000.
Let's see, I got
best $6 investment. Best $6 investment.
Sometimes the cheapest thing is the best thing. Not always the most expensive.
I think that's kind of a misconception with the hobby, is because these sabers are so expensive, like the tool itself is an expensive tool, people assume that in order to maintain it or even to build it, you need expensive equipment. You don't. Most of the equipment comes from the dollar store or Walmart. Hell, you can get you a quality sidearm from TikTok shop.
Yeah.
You doom scrolling anyway.
Rich is in the house.
Hey, what up, Rich?
Rich is in the house. You know, and it's funny because he's right. glue.
Unless you forget that cap. You forget that cap.
I got a new emitter for the Warlock, man. I need to test it out.
Ooh.
So this is a new emitter for the Warlock.
Yes. Very nice. It looks like it's on fire.
But I didn't put it down. I can pull it out, but it's not bad. The battery is not all charged up. So
is one of your strips? Is one side of your strips messed up?
In this one, yeah. Well, it may be because of the battery. Let's see.
Yeah, it looks like a portion of your strip is messed up. It's not lighting.
Yeah, I have to check it out. Let's see. I'll have to look at it. Again, it's one of those that redo. I may have to redo that blade. Where's my other one? Oh, I think I want to check the red. You know what? Let me go grab the red one real quick and see how it looks.
Yeah, that emitter is really nice.
Which saber was that?
I think that was its custom.
Okay.
What is this saber called again?
Dad's saber?
My saber?
Yeah.
My saber is called the Warlock. And okay, this one is this one is working here. All right.
Connection issue?
Yeah, there's some of these blades I have to kind of replace and redo, so I have to check it out.
Are
But then again,
these,
it just may be that my battery is too low for the what do you call it, for the blade itself, right?
You're running an 18650 or a bigger?
No, well, this one is 21700, but I think it's like at the end of it. That's why they're not working all the way they should. Let's see, Rich says. Oh, thanks, Rich. Yeah, the emitter right here. They just, I think I got one of the. They weren't out of this one, and I really like this one because I have the one that has the slots that are all closed up, but I wanted the one that had the slots open, and so this was supposed to go on another hilt, but I decided that this one's gonna be pretty good. Let me see. Let me get the other.
Speaking of MHS, I just found out today that Saber Trio uses the MHSV1 threads.
Really?
That's awesome.
Found that out today. My Battlemaster has the Skylar, and he and my brother Jay were messing around with their parts, and he just swapped out a pommel. They just swapped pommels, and I'm like, oh, so that works.
That is awesome.
Like that makes me all the more confident in the fact that Saber Trio is probably going to be the last Saber I get for a while.
Yeah. Well, I have like 20 designs in mind, and if the custom Saber shop doesn't do the restock anymore, that man, that's going to be hard to accomplish unless I learn how to machine myself.
Yeah.
I've talked to him a couple of times before, and I asked him if he never come out because I was looking for extensions, and he said, "Don't have them in stock right now." He's like, he might be doing them per order.
Oh yeah,
but this
I think that's what TCSS is doing now, is just per order rather than keeping everything stocked.
Are they per order?
Mm-hmm.
If they're going to do that, then that would be all right. I mean,
I think, don't quote me on it, I think that's what they're doing. Because especially with how much it costs to keep things stocked up, a lot of people are not.
But they always sell out fairly quickly, though. You know,
I think it benefit them to keep it stocked because they sell out quick.
It definitely benefits them, but it's the cost of materials and how much it costs to make things. Because you got trial and error, you going through materials, you got to account for having enough material for mistakes. Yeah, customer changes their mind, anything.
Hey, clear coating. Anybody know anything about clear coat? I clear coated my Saber this past week.
You did the pylon?
Yeah.
I've been following you. I've been following that for me.
Thank you. Yeah, I clear coated this and I weathered it and I clear coated it, but the clear coat took a lot of the heat thing I did on the car. It doled it out, and I'm not sure why.
Was it a glossy clear coat or matte?
No, it was a matte. I
think the matte clear coat dulls anyway. Because, well, if the clear coat for metal does anything like clear coat for nails, yeah, it'll dull it pretty quick. Because the heat staining on the bluing of the heat stain is kind of tender.
Yeah. And on one of the blades, it kind of took this held a little bit of the bluing, but the other one I have here, or this one right here, I can tell it's blue.
I actually like that one, the one that's in your hand.
This is a blade plug. This is actually coming in standard with the Saber because it's part of the design.
I like that. I like it. It looks like it was cooked. Like you just tossed it in fire and cooked it.
Yeah, it's a chemical. It's all chemical.
I like that a lot.
The bluing came out really nice. I really like the way.
You got a really nice cascade of colors too, from the blue all the way down to the gold.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's what I want to get into next. Is like
I'm gonna put the original emitter here.
Oh, I just saw your blade blink.
Yeah. And you can see that it doesn't have the grooves cut out like this one does, right? This one has the grooves cut out, and this one doesn't. But yeah.
Rotate the blade a little bit. I meant like horizontal. I wanted to see if all of the strips were lighting up. Yeah, definitely a difference. Did you change the battery too, or just the emitter?
Yeah, no, actually, this one I did not change the battery, so yeah, it might be those blades. I just may have to redo them. So I think one of them is I don't know. It could be the Pentastar. That's one of them, and just not enough battery juice to run it all.
How much battery juice do you need for a Pentastar?
Well, you need at least half a battery. I think I only got like a third of a battery on here. Actually, let's find out. Oh, snap. Oh, wow.
That's nice.
Good 80%. Not bad.
Nope, not bad at all. But yeah.
I love how bright those things are.
Yeah, it came out pretty good though. This is I think this is the blade I made. Not too bad.
What size?
1 inch. That's 28. The 28.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with 28 or 32 on mine because this bad boy is 19 inches long.
19 long? 30 might serve it. 30,
oh, 30, nice, man.
30 might serve it better. How deep is the blade depth on it?
The blade 2 inches, an inch and 7/8.
Yeah, I would do it 30. No, I wouldn't do any bigger than 32.
Yeah, it does. It's too big.
Well, you know, and it depends on how tall or how short you are, right? Because, like for me, I'm 5'5", and I looked up.
No way.
Yeah, I'm 5'5". I'm short, dude.
Why you gotta make me feel like a giant?
I'm like Wolverine short, dude.
You're Napoleon.
I'm 6'3". You gotta make me feel like the tallest person in the room. Now I got a duck.
Okay, you're 6'3". Okay, so you would benefit from the 36-inch blade.
No, right? Yeah. Absolutely not.
Really?
I'm telling you from experience. Absolutely not.
So the 30
better?
30, no, nothing bigger than 32.
40 nothing bigger than 32.
No. 40 is a hell no. 36 is manageable, but still a no. Still a no. You hand me anything bigger than 32, I'm handing it right back.
Okay. See,
these are both 32s.
I mean, you learn.
Yeah, I'm 6'3", but also my wingspan is pretty big.
Yeah,
that is another factor. Like, yeah, it depends on how tall or how short you are, but your wingspan is also another thing because you can be short and your arms reach all the way to the ground.
Yeah, I mean, I've got not real long arms, but not real short either. You know.
Yeah, they're proportional. They're proportional. I got
but the 28
arms.
Because if you ever had the pleasure of going and have you ever watched the Highlander, the series from the 90s? Okay, so Adrian Paul is the main actor, right? He plays Duncan MacLeod in the Highlander series. Well, he has a show or an event called the Sword Experience, and within that Sword Experience, when you go and you apply for it, you have it gives you questionnaires and what your height and stuff is, so that they can kind of customize a blade for you when you go to the experience and you order your boken, and it'll give you the appropriate size of length, the appropriate length to your boken as far as your height goes, right?
Yep.
And they fit me with a 28-inch, which was perfect for my height. I mean, very manageable and for what it was. So from there, I stuck with a 28-inch blade, and it has served me well in terms of length of blade. And anything longer than that kind of poses problems for me, right?
Absolutely. I think the thing that a lot of people don't know, especially if they're making katana hilts, is one, these are modeled after katanas. Jedi or Space Samurai. A samurai's katana is no bigger than a 32. A 32 counts as a okatana, the long sword version. Most of your typical katanas are 28 to 29 inches.
Yeah.
And that is full. That is from the suba to the tip. 29 exposed. 32 full, like if you go all the way into the hilt, but exposed, 20 to 29 inches. And that's standard. If you are a big burly giant, then yeah, you're gonna get fitted with a long sword, because why are we gonna give you a dagger?
Exactly.
But for me, I don't go any bigger than 32, but I prefer 30.
Yeah.
I prefer 30 because my katana is 30 inches exposed. Actually, 29 and a quarter.
Yeah.
So
it seems to be coming to what most people are starting to live with now, is the 29s.
Because most everybody wants to do it in the house. You can't do that indoors with a 36 or 40 inch.
Yep.
I don't know where people got this notion or idea that 36 is the canon accurate blade length. It's actually not. You can thank editing for that, for the way it looks.
Yeah.
That's actually not the length. It's like 32 inches.
And plus, within the movies and with all the lores and stuff, nothing within universe has ever actually said the length of a blade.
Because it's adjustable.
Yeah.
It's adjustable, and every wielder has a different length. The misconception, however, comes from ILM making pretty much everybody's saber in post look the same. And that's before they started using neopixels. Now you got the appropriate length. Now you have an accurate length to reference with the sequel trilogy, Ahsoka, Mando. You have an actual length because they're using neopixels.
Mo, do you utilize a device, a table vise?
Yes, I have two of them actually. And that was another one of the things I was going to say. Good vise to hold your parts. A good vise, and then I have a good vise that I bought from Amazon. Everything I buy from Amazon. For one, it keeps record of what I'm buying for my wife, so I can on my taxes. And two, fairly inexpensive, and for the needs I have, don't need high-end, very precise tools for what I'm doing. And I mounted one. I bought me a 4-inch Vivor vise on a compound XYZ um, vise, and that works great because you got your wide travel, and then you have the vise that holds it in place. I have that. Then I have two other vices that I mounted on the workbench, and that's how I hold all the parts. Works out great.
Yeah, it really does. And yeah, Rich, we did earlier in the show, as I was talking about the 3D printed chassis, and especially like yours and stuff. And so you utilizing the 3D printers, man, and also the resin printers are good as well. I don't think I'll ever utilize a resin printer. I may in the future, I don't know, but for right now, I'm good with just one printer and and do what I can with it. Um, like I said, my funds are limited, but I try to get as good stuff as I can to do the right job, right? I've got a vise from Stanley that attaches to my workbench, and it rolls around. I can manipulate it, or I can have it either up, down, side, and it goes all the way around and all that stuff. It's one of those movable vices that's got the ball on it, and then you can tighten it in any direction. So sometimes what I'll do is if I don't have the uh, a little table thing for when I'm doing the boards, I'll utilize my little table vise, angle it where I can actually work on my boards with it because it's such a great angle. Sometimes you have these little weird angles to go through, and I absolutely love it, man, because it gives me just the right angle for a hard little soldering wire, right? And so utilizing that kind of vise for your workbench, as well as one of those big heavy good long vices as well, is kind of crucial if you're doing your own metal work, right? If you don't have access or don't have funds to buy one of those CNC machines, or let's say maybe you're going to build one but you haven't yet, but you still need to get a body done, and you're gonna do your body a certain way. Now I've been seeing the drill presses. There are people that are making lathes out of their drill presses. Like they're buying stuff to modify their drill presses to make lathes, and so that's an interesting concept in itself that I've been seeing.
I think the rise of costs has made a lot more people innovative in what they have. Because like, who just has 1,500 liquid to keep shelling out for a new piece of machinery? If you already have the base, I mean, why not cut costs and just mod it?
Yeah.
Especially if you know what you're doing or you have somebody to teach you. I personally don't see a fault in it, but it is a direct correlation, and you can see the pattern. The higher things cost, the more people getting creative with original trilogy methods. That's what I'm gonna call it. Original trilogy methods. Because I don't know if you've seen the trend of people going to Home Depot and building the hilts. You got, like you said, the people that already have a drill press and they just mod it for a lathe.
Yeah.
The hobby has gotten expensive, but people are finding very creative ways to get around it.
It's going back to the roots. It's going back to
workarounds.
It's going back to its roots, like how with Roger Christian basically created created the lightsaber out of camera flashes and spare parts.
Handles.
I feel like that's a part of the hobby that kind of went missing in the last half decade.
Well, I would say that when it came to because it's sort of like it sort of jump started the whole buying collectors items sort of with it.
Man, I have found it's probably been about 6 years or more, but I found a YouTube video about this guy. He was looking for parts from different places for lightsabers, right? And he built lightsabers out of found parts. And some of the found parts that he found, he would go to the dumpsters where the hospitals were, and he'd find all of the aluminum, those rods that they have to hang the IVs from. He would get some of those parts, or he would have somebody get them for him and have those parts that screw together and take those home and utilize those for some of his sabers. I forgot what the name of that video was, but man, I tell you, that dude had found parts from every different kind of place and put a saber together. Of course, it's non-functional, but that just shows you that the innovation to put sabers together in found parts of what the hobby really was and how it really started.
Right? Let me ask you this: do you feel like with the return of the hobby going back to its roots, do you feel like it's going to be more static props rather than functional?
I think it all depends on what people want and what they're going to go with.
Well,
that's
and
what I'm asking.
And what their budget is, whether they actually want the budget of a functional saber or they want the shelf queen that just doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
because you can make a badass looking saber without it doing nothing, have it for the shelf queen just for the looks of it, right? And you can spin it around, swing it around, whatever you want, put it back on the mantle, and there you go. But then again, you want to have maybe that one person who likes to turn it on, have the electronics in it, turn it on, swing it around, and then put it back on the mantle. So, and then of course you have the person that wants that FX saber and go to cons with.
That's me.
And my point exactly. Yeah. So it's a personal preference of who that person is and what they're wanting, what their budget and what they're actually after in terms of collectability, profitability in terms of what they can afford to spend, and what that saber actually means to you. The nostalgia part of it goes a long way, but you have to be happy with what you have. And if you're not happy with what you have, or you're not going to be happy with your purchase, or you're not going to be happy with what you made, and of course you can change things around until you are happy. But again, and each person is different. You may not like what Barris likes. You may not like what Mo likes. You may not like what I like. But then again, we may love what you like. I mean, so again, it's a personal preference on what you're looking for, what you're looking to spend, and what you want them for, right? Now, there's quite a few people who actually have gotten bored with the hobby too. They get in, they get all of these sabers, and then they're like, yeah. I went a little crazy. I think I'm done. I'm gonna sell off my stuff and I'm done with it. And they may keep one or two. But
I should equate those people to sprinters rather than marathon runners.
I saw a couple 3D replica lightsabers that are that just shoved a core in there, made it function. It's not dualable or anything, but it lights up. And it's,
I saw Avery Castile do a short video of the Obi-Wan he 3D printed. He fully installed it and everything.
Oh yeah,
just like Mo said, it is fully not usable. It's like you don't want to use it.
Yeah,
but he said in the video, if you want a very affordable shelf queen, there you go.
Yeah, and I like his videos. He does a very good job of the installation tutorials on some of the I love watching him. I really wish I could get him on the show, but he hasn't responded to me, and that's okay because some people may not want to be on the show, and I understand that. And that's okay,
I know aside from Sabers, he does a lot of stunt work. So he's in college, so he may not have the time for anything else. But the stuff that he does do,
and I've actually asked some people, and they respectfully, say, I don't have the time for that, and that's okay. And I respect that answer, and I will always respect their answers that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've tried getting Carly King on here, and to no end, no response. You know, and but she did, however, did a demo when Anthony Space Windu sent her one of the blades that they made. They made a quad star for her, and
I saw
she
the video.
showcased it on her video, and so that was pretty cool. But and I think we had a pretty good long session tonight. 2 hours. Damn. Went by fast, but of course we had technical difficulties too. And again, to everybody out there that kind of got thrown off and decided to leave because of that, I certainly apologize. So if you rewatch the show again, I certainly apologize, and I do thank you for rewatching the show if you do. And with that, everybody in the chat, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us tonight. I'm going to tell y'all this right now, that next Sunday we will not have a show since it is Easter Sunday, and I want you guys to enjoy the day with your families. I certainly will enjoy the day with my family.
Go stuff your faces with chocolate eggs, you people.
I'm actually going to be clashing sabers for Easter.
Nice.
I have class and training.
Mo, what are you going to be doing?
I'm going to be celebrating with family, enjoying the company of family.
Yeah, me too.
I will be binge watching while eating matzah because
I'm gonna get me some big ass beef ribs, man.
Oh yeah, it is. Happy Passover.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So I'll be enjoying that, and so we will pick up the show the following Sunday after Easter, so that way everybody. Mo, yes,
and the boys. Final season of the boys.
Oh, that does happen this week.
Right, Mo.
Oh, the final season of Boys is coming. Oh, I gotta watch that too. I'm gonna have to watch that too.
Oh,
so Maul and the boys, I'm gonna have to watch those.
And One Piece.
One Piece. I've been watching that at work with my boys. with my
oh man, I'm excited for this next season that's coming out for One Piece. I read
the
manga.
About the anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's been really good. It's been really good.
And if you haven't seen the second season of the live action, do so. They did really good with that.
Yeah.
Like Oda Sensei is directly involved. He handpicked everybody. He gave his blessing to every cast member.
Cool.
They are doing the anime justice, which is not something you can say about a lot of adaptations.
Yeah.
Especially on Netflix.
Yeah.
KB,
Death Note, we're talking to you.
Instagram, follow me on the Southern Skywalker. That's my Instagram.
And Mo?
KB.
I'm sorry?
Mo, how people follow you on Instagram and Facebook, right?
Yeah, Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, the Sabers. Oh, speaking of which, I've been thinking about changing the name. It's something that's been in my head for a while. The original intention was to open up a shop for Sabers. That's why I'm not the Sabersmith. I know everybody. So that I want to clarify that I'm not the Sabersmith. I wanted to open up a shop for Sabersmiths. When I first started this DBI or DBA, doing business as, I had to choose a name real quick. So I said, oh, okay, I found it online. No one had it. I chose it. It was intentionally made to open up a shop one day and for Sabersmiths to bring in their stuff and sell them in a brick and mortar shop. But now I don't think I'm gonna do that. It went a different route, so I'm thinking about changing the name. I'm thinking more like Ancient Sabers, the Ancient Sabers. But I don't know. I've got already too much with this name, so I don't know what to do. Just thinking about it.
Whatever you do, man, it'll be great. It'll be good, man.
Mm-hmm.
And KB, whenever somebody follows you, are you just on TikTok, or are you on Instagram and Facebook as well, or?
It's KB Sabers on TikTok and Instagram. Lore Master Podcast on YouTube, which is actually about to change the name because we haven't done the podcast in over a year, and we've divulged from being lore masters. We pretty much just talk shit about politics and pop culture.
Yeah, I know the feeling. That's why on here we won't ever talk politics, man, because it'll get ugly, and this is a place for positivity. So,
Oh, and if anybody's in the Charlotte area, every Sunday, you can learn with me,
Charlotte,
any of the other
Charlotte, North Carolina.
You can learn with me or any of the other instructors with the Queen's Guard. And look for us at Proxium this October.
Cool, man. I mean, it's one of these days I want to go visit the Carolinas. Very few places that I haven't.
It's already summer. It's already summer.
I know that in June I may be going to Florida to Disney over there.
Nice.
Woo.
Love it. Have you been there before?
Nope. This will be my first time.
Oh man, you're gonna love it.
We're probably gonna go with my brother-in-law and stuff. So, I do want to take my. I'm going to probably take the one of my Sabers with me.
I was about to say, like, are you going just to go, or are you doing some of the about to experience?
The experience and as much as I can get stuff. So I'll probably take the Warlock with me.
I like that one. I like that one a lot.
Yeah,
especially with the vintage shroud.
Yeah,
it looks really nice.
Yeah, I mean it's because like the original one is got the Warlock gray on here, but it still does really well with the with this one. So either emitter is going to look really well with it. So, but I do like the vented one a lot. So I may decide to see if I can get the this one vented. I may order another one of these, but have it the Warlock gray put onto it. If there's enough left, I may order it. So in the Warlock gray.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
All right, well, let's call it.
So yeah, let's call it a night, guys. And again, I do apologize for all the technical difficulties. I got to thank Space Windu for allowing me to do the show the way I do it, and I just without him, this show is not possible because he owns the channel. So
we love you,
again,
Anthony.
KB, thank you so much, dude, for showing up and coming onto the channel. I do hope that you come on another show. You're always welcome.
Absolutely.
To come on. Absolutely. You're
I'm free every Sunday.
And I extend all that.
I'm free pretty much every weekend around this time. I can come in whenever.
Cool. I can have you on quite a bit too, man. Whenever, like Chris and again, we miss Chris and we miss James, and
we miss y'all.
They've got other stuff to do too. So whenever they're not on here, our prayers are with them, and we'll see them whenever we can. So again, James and Chris, thank y'all for coming on whenever y'all can. Barris over here about to pass out.
I'm fighting the yawns because that is contagious.
Sorry.
I'm a night owl, guys. I don't go to bed till about 1:32 in the morning, and then I get up at 7.
Yeah.
So may the force be with you guys. Thank y'all for showing up, and again, may the force be with you guys and everyone out there. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.
Have a great Easter.
Cheers, everybody.
Come, let me get you something.